Hey there, everybody. So, welcome back. It is now Sunday night, so we're well into week 13. With week number 1 of the Lucy story tomorrow night. We're gonna continue and push on with the new content reviews, and this time I'm gonna go to the Sim track, which is Mexico City. Now, Mexico City has been around for a while. And they even, hosted NASCAR races, NASCAR Busch races back in the 2000s for like 3 or 4 years. And I still remember watching those races. And that's how I know about Mexico City in the first place. And then there's like this short period of time when, Mexico City was, not hosting races, I believe. I can be wrong. I'm actually going to look up the Wikipedia here, so... Here we are. Reading the Wikipedia. So, it was built in 1959 and hosted the first Formula 1 race in 1962. So, it's been around for a while. And then it's been on and off through the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. So it was counted until 1970, and then they closed down the races there until 1986, and they, new stuff going on, and then it continued until 1992, and it was shut down again, and then, this track was still around through the 2000s. And that's when they were doing, the NASCAR Busch Series races there. Back when NASCAR was trying for, international push. And then, around 2015, by the time 2015 came around, Formula 1 decided to come back to Mexico City. And that's when they, we designed the track. It's more like we designed it a couple corners, really, a couple areas, and then I believe, starting in 2015 onward is when they start using what used to be a baseball stadium, and they kind of repurposed the baseball stadium so they can get the track to go through it, which is why we now have the stadium section, but that was not around until 2015. In 2015 onward, F1 came back, and they still did the races in Mexico City since 2015. But yet, the track had been redone around 2015. Around then, it was completely redone. I wouldn't say completely, but it was mostly redone. They changed the corner. They shortened, or I think they made the straight shorter or something like that. And they redone was now, I believe was now, was now turn 4 to sit. That area was kind of redone, but NASCAR, skipped that area. So they skipped turn 4, 5, and 6 of a Formula 1 layout. So they skipped it, and they also, but otherwise, it's about the same as the Formula 1 track. So pretty awesome. And it's a little bit similar to how they used to do back in, in the 2000s. But yeah, and now Mexico City is also the host of Formula E track, which they've been doing for the last couple years, I believe. I don't know much about Formula E. And, but yet, now it's like one of the fastest straights in Formula 1 because how long it is. You go like 20 to 25 miles per hour down by the end of a straight in the Formula 1 cars, which is incredible. But you're never going to get that fast with NASCAR stock cars. So, there you go. But yeah, we're going to have some fun and check it out. It is worth noting that so Mexico City came with like 7 different layouts, and each layout had like specific rules. So the national layout had like NASCAR style rules and track limits. So you're able to kind of get off the tracks a little bit. And there's also like these bit barriers on the pits or corners and the S's, like those things with the tires. They put up for NASCAR, but I don't think they put up for any other events like Formula 1 or, GT3 racing. I don't know if they do GT3 racing here, but they definitely have Formula 1 racing, Formula 2, Formula 3, and go on. And they'll use those like NASCAR was using when they came here earlier this summer. So that's going to be a little bit different comparing to the usual layout, the GP layout. So I'm kind of rambling here at this point, but I think you all get the idea and the introduction by now. So we are gonna try out this track for the first time, and we'll see what's gonna happen for us. So Mexico City is pretty new, and there is like, alright, so there's like a lot of foliage. It's actually kind of surprising. I'm only, having 60 frames per second right now. So that's good. This means the track is not completely useless to me yet for, my old computer. My computer is about to turn, my computer should turn 5 years. So, and then we got this first corner here. And then we got this barrier thing. I don't know what to call them, but I'm gonna call them the barriers. It's not gonna show up in other layouts of this place, I believe. And then so here we are. We're coming up to the major difference between the F1 layout and NASCAR layout. So right here. So the Formula 1 layout will continue into like a couple more corners up ahead, but NASCAR's gonna skip turn 4, 5, and 6 here. So what NASCAR did was they went around this little corner here, a little hairpin here, and then it comes back onto the F1 track, the F1 layout, and they got like these big tire barriers. It's the same on the pits, corners. There's not one here. It's kind of a little bit inside, so you can really cut. Well, you can't cut too much. And then when I was seeing the race earlier, they were like power through the corner here, and they go way out here. You're not gonna get the track limit for that. So, and then we got the stadium sections, which I was really expecting the frames to be terrible. But the frames seem to be pretty solid here, which is good. So we got the stadium section, which is really freaking cool part of this track. And like I mentioned it used to be a baseball stadium, I believe, but now it's like it's a part of a track. And then we come back all the way around, and then we got like this long straight. Very long straight here. And they were debating, putting a chain here for NASCAR, but I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't do that, so. We're not even going that fast. We're only going 159 miles per hour. But it might be, set up basics. So. This is where they really cut through that corner. But I'm not braving up with the curbs. I break it. I was braking real early in that part. Oh, yeah, we're gonna go way out. But thankfully, track limits is not strict with NASCAR. It's not gonna be strict with this layout, which is good because we're gonna need that with this bit heavy stock car going way out. But it's actually turning out to be quite fun. Quite fun for this car to drive through. So I'm hoping, my lead's gonna be using this next year. At least I'm really hoping. And we're gonna miss the corner pretty bad here this lap. Oh, that's harsh. I get it, but that's harsh. So we're just gonna let it clear. That's pretty harsh. Wow. So this lap, we're just gonna go through the. Oh, I don't think we can do that. Yeah, we're kind of like going through the GP layout, the F1 layout. You can kind of get the idea here, but this is the F1 layout. And it's way too slow for NASCAR. It's way too slow for NASCAR. And I guess we can't get through this, so we're gonna reset here, which is fine with me. So we'll reset here and try again and get a clean lap and have some fun with this. Sorry, I'm not talking, I'm just listening. Trying to figure out how to tackle some of these corners. I have to imagine they go way out. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we're gonna spin. Alright. Oops. Sorry about that. So this part is kind of tricky for me to figure out right now. Oh, yeah, we're gonna spin again. This course, it doesn't agree with me right now. This course doesn't agree with me, period, but we're making the best of it. Driving on road courses, driving on road courses with this core, it's tricky. It's tricky. I had to get better, that's all. I just had to get better with this core. And then there we go. Let's try to get a clean lap here. Fast but clean. And we're not gonna be like breaking the records, but we watch a pretty steady lap. Yeah, the braking's really hard to slow down with this heavy stock car, but we're making the best of it. Not the best corner for us, but we're making it work. We're making it work. see, you're not getting dinged for the track limits as easily with this layout. Well, good to know. Alright, we're trying one more lap. Try to keep it clean. Once again, we're going down this long straight. Cribbing a little bit better, but we'll make the best of it. There we go. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Alright, I feel good about that, so... Could be better, but I feel good about that for now. So, unfortunately, the replays, the TV views of this track is really difficult on the frame, so I'm shit. We'll see. Hold on. So this is what the TV views are gonna be looking like. By my fastest lap. But I don't know if the frames are gonna be friendly. It was pretty harsh in a couple areas. This track. Yeah, you saw I kind of overshot the corner a little bit, and then it made the exit a little bit awkward for me, but I feel like it could have been a little bit deeper in this corner, so we'll see. And then we're taking the shortcut from the F1 layout, which is fine. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. We got this port. And then we're gonna go into the stadium. The old baseball stadium. I kind of overshot the corner a little bit, but that's fine. And then we're kind of coming all the way back around. This is good. Alright. Now let me, kind of zoom around this place. Alright. Alright, I have the free camera now. I do like the little, details of the sponsor on the pit lane. It's kind of very F1. So one of the biggest things I notice about this scan is the mountains. The mountains are very sharp and realistic. Like, they really put in the effort with the mountains and Batarian, for sure. And then you got all the buildings of Mexico City, like way more buildings than I would expect, for sure. And then we got, all the highways. Obviously, you're still gonna have. It's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be fully detailed, but it gives you the idea of how big Mexico City is. Like, I don't think people realize Mexico City is one of the biggest cities in the world. So, and then, you got this track, and we got, like, this awesome scenery around the track. And then, we got the old baseball stadium. This is the old baseball stadium, which is now the stadium section. And we got the new baseball stadium for the national team and for MLB. Major League Baseball, I believe, had a couple games here at this stadium. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is where they play. And then you got, like, all the soccer stadiums. And, yeah. We got the Ferris wheel, which is cool. We got more baseball fields, soccer fields. We got, like, this, might be the bike track. They do these bike racing on, oval bike races, and I believe this is one of them. So we got, like, this famous, I wouldn't say famous, but back in 2000s, there were a lot of events going on with, crashes and turn 1 and 2 and some drama with the leaders getting into each other back in the Busch Series races of 2005, 2008. So, but I believe this has been changed since that. I don't know if they made it longer. I don't know if they made it deeper or more shallow. But, that is for Wikipedia, And then we got, like, this weird F1 layout that NASCAR kind of skipping over as well. Because, as you can see, that is not friendly for NASCAR stock cars. So, it's better to bypass the whole thing. But you can see all the grandstands. There's a lot of people that go to races at this track in Mexico. And then you got, of course, the usual Mexico national colors all over the place here. Except for the stadium section, which is apparently, orange and purple. I'm sorry, a little bit closer to blue. But that's kind of the colors that NASCAR went with for branding and marketing, was the orange and blue. Yeah, I think some purple too. So that's what they end up doing. And then we got this track, like the running track, and then you got the city of Mexico. At least the business district part is what I'm guessing. And then, yeah. They probably pick out a couple. Like, I can't believe they got this done in a couple months. It sounds like they put all this together in 9 months. It's an incredible turnaround from when they announced that they got the scam for this track to actually building this. And then initially we thought they were gonna build this for NASCAR 25 video game, but then they announced that the track list for NASCAR 25 a couple days ago, and Mexico City was not on it. So my guess is they're gonna have to patch this track in later on, is my guess. They still need to port the track into the game, and I don't think they had gotten around to that yet. I don't know what this building is. Might be a basketball stadium, or there's like this famous wrestling area. Like this famous wrestling stadium where the Mexican style of wrestling came from, but I don't know if this is the stadium for that or not. I'm not gonna lie, this one building over here kind of look like Empire State Building in New York City. I don't know if it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. But no, it's not. But I will not lie. I am surprised by the amount of details that have been put into this track. This is a lot of details, and I'm surprised. I am surprised that they put this much detail into this track. I mean, obviously, it makes sense from here, but it's kind of jarring because we got like all these buildings, and there's a lot of buildings that are still missing. Like, look at the difference. We got a lot of buildings here, but then you go over here, there's a lot less buildings. And then there's clearly more buildings in the distance. So it's kind of interesting how that ended up. But yeah, you got like the baseball stadium, which I'm pretty positive it's for the national team, plus all the Major League Baseball games that they had done in Mexico City. But yeah, overhead, this is a beautiful looking track. I can't even zoom out more, so this is what you're gonna get. I can't even zoom out more, so there you go. And then it's kind of like my car, you know. Alright, we're kind of like hopping out, and we're gonna wrap up the video for y'all. So, hoping you're kind of like enjoying this, because I know this is like, I'm doing this like several days after the build, but, you know, life happens. I've been busy, you know, especially busy spending time with my friends, so almost done here. So yep, there you go. That's the wrap on, you know, this new content review of Mexico City, the brand new track to iRacing. At least the track that is fully brand new to iRacing. So I was really hoping we would get this track for a long time, because it was like major missing North American racetrack from iRacing, and we finally got it. So now we just have to get Montreal, you know, kind of refreshed, and then hopefully, you know, we'll start out the deal with the IndyCar and the Toronto street race, which is kind of like they should announce this. A new location for Montreal street racing, and it's kind of weird, but whatever. It's not the video to talk about that. So anyway, thank you for watching this. I hope you're enjoying this. Make sure you like the video, leave comments, subscribe. I'll catch you all later. Have a good one. And thankfully, this track's not useless for me on this old computer, so there you go.